Okay, so good morning, my dear student. Good morning, BT student. Okay, so in our last discussion, so we discuss about the globalization and what is globalization, the global age, and conceptualization, the transnationality, and globality. Okay, so next we are done discussing about the metaphors, the solidity, liquidity, the difficult to move. When we say solidity, difficult to move, then the liquidity, light or easier to move. King the flaws, the movement of people, things, information, and places, due in part. Okay, so a short review for this last discussion. Okay, so next, uh, let's proceed into economic globalization. Okay, so economic globalization, it is a growing economic linkages at the global level. So it is a growing or the economic linkages within the global. Okay, so the global capitalist system has produced a very uneven playing field. So very uneven playing field. Okay, example, the Great Wall of China to the huge digital divide in the world today. Okay, so as you can see or as you observe in the past, China is a very an isolated area po. Okay, so because of that, this is the example of the digital divide in the world today. Okay, so from this paper to this um, tablet. So as you can see, pen and paper, ball pen and tablet. Okay, so we have the structural barriers of the digital divide in the world today. Example, as you can see in the picture po, we have the lower class, the middle class, and the upper class. But by ranking 3, 2, and 1. Okay, in the 3 or the lower class, we are here. Okay, we are the example of a lower class students because we are working to the government or we are working for our family. Okay, so that would be the lower class. So in the middle class, so it is working but not hard. Okay. In the upper class, okay, sila yung mga mayayaman. Okay. Middle class, mga katamtaman. At ang lower class, sila kita, kita or yung nagtratrabaho. So, hindi pwedeng magtratrabaho lang ang sa lahat ay mayaman. Meron ding mahirap. Ano man, tungod kay kung dato na ang uban, so pasabot dili na ganahan mo trabaho. So because of that, we need a lower class, the middle class, and the upper class. So as you can see in the Philippines, more in the lower class. So mga 60% or 70% of the population are lower class. Okay. In the ethnicity, so talking by ethnicity, it is the example or this is the example of the ethnicity. So we have the black and colot and the white. So by discrimination, bullying, okay, example of this in the America, uh, last decade or uh, black American are bullied by the white American. So that would be the example po in the structural barriers. Next, we have race po yun, hindi po yun ethnicity. Okay, we have the ethnicity. So, Chinese people or the white people. Mm, we have the Muslim or ano ba ito? And we have the African or the Kulot people and Katamtaman. So, this is the structural barriers of the between the ethnicity. Next is the gender. Okay, it is the personal identity of a person. Okay, malalaki or mababae. So it is This is the example of a gender. Next, we have the region of the world. Okay, so as you can see in the region of the world, we have more barriers like this: the Southeast Asia, the South America, and the North America. Okay, so that would be the example of the uh, region of the world. Next, we have the North and South. So more in the North going to South because in the North, uh, dili sila mo improve or mas dugay ang ilang mga improvement. Okay, mo lang mag-overseas sila or mo adto sila sa laing lugar to study because of the higher quality of education. So example, this is the example of a north to south, the brain drain. It is a global phenomenon non at its most often takes the form of highly trained people leaving the south and moving to the north. So this is the example of a brain drain global phenomenon. Okay, they are highly trained people because once nga naa ka diri sa Pilipinas, skills ka, high trained ka nga pagkatao, then adto ka sa laing lugar, mas grabe ang imuhang ma-income or makakwarta ka. So diri alang ka mag-stick, so na possibility nga dili jud ka okay katamtaman lang ka naayar jud ka sa lower class. That's why nga dapat kana ang tagaan og pansin or focus of the government. Ano man, more of these highly skilled Filipinos are going to uh, other countries because of the work. Okay. Next is the contemporary world, and let's discuss the origins and history of globalization. Okay, first we have the epoch, the hardwired, the cycle, recent changes, and events. Okay, so here we have the hardwired theory. So globalization stems, among other things, from a basic human urge to seek a better and more fulfilling life to a basic urge. Okay, for a better life, trade or commerce, missionary work, religion, adventures, and conquest, politics, and warfare. Okay, so we have the example here. It is a evolution of man. Kung tanawon lang nimo kay Onggoy. Evolution of Man by Charles Darwin. Okay, so as you can see, it is an evolution of communication. So it is evolution of communication. As you can see, uh, in the past year or in the past decade, we are reading newspaper. Okay, so the newspaper company po ngayon nabalakan na sila because dili na kay sila halinon because of the digital or the cellphone user. Okay, so more in the Filipinos are using cellphone or more in the people in the world are using cellphone. Okay, nabalaka na ang mga company, book company, and also the newspaper company. Okay, next we have by the evolution, so it evolves into radio. So sa atong mga lolo, some of our grandfather, grandmother are using um, radio dati hangtod karon nagapaminaw pa sa radio. After that, in the radio evolved into TV, di ba? You have the television, so you can watch the news in the television. So in order to updated and aware what is the news nowadays. Next, evolved into a man using a laptop or nagadala na siya laptop. So by that, we are bringing laptop anywhere so we can see the news. Next is cell phone. So nowadays, more in Filipino or people in the world are using cellphone. You can update anywhere, di ba? Kung meron ka lang data, pwede ka lang mag-search, mag-scroll up, scroll down using your cellphone. So you can update the news today. Okay, so that's why ang mga newspaper karon nabalaka na sila because of the evolution of communication. Next is the origins and history of globalization cycle. So there have been other global ages in the past, and that what now appears to be a new global age or the high point of such an age is destined to contract and disappear in the future. Okay, so as you can see in the picture, we have different or the cycle of clothing. Okay, so here, mura siya Digimon and uh, na-evolve into this and na-evolve into this and so on. So after this, mubalik na po na siya dra. Okay, so that would be the cycle. So there have been other global ages in the past, and that what now appears to be a new global age, or the high point of such an age is destined to contract and disappear in the future. Okay, so that would be our discussion uh, gahapon sa gabi. So thank you for listening, student. If you are watching this video, okay, type done. Okay, pwede mo mag-type og done. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe in my YouTube channel.